prepare your brains.
Because it's Oscar season.
Hooray!
Woo, confetti.
We had balloons last year. We've downgraded.
I have one balloon.
Do you?
I do.
We have a balloon!
Yay!
Hooray! What a success! It's that time of year again where we give our predictions for the 2017 Oscars.
And be inevitably 100% wrong.
Yep. Last year we gave our predictions. We were awful.
I mean, I always am. I've been upfront about this. I'm not good at this.
I really tried, but I'm not good at it either. That video is responsible for the only 2 downvotes that we have on YouTube. So thank you, everyone.
So, like, comment, subscribe. So far this year, we've actually done better than last year when we filmed this video. So far, I've watched 23 movies that are nominated.
And I've watched 22.
So that's not bad. We're gonna obviously watch a few more in between this and the Oscars, but it's gonna be a pretty good count.
Yeah.
I'm pretty happy with it.
It's not too bad. We actually called ourselves out last year, and so, 2016 us, we totally beat you already.
What was that? I don't know.
I don't know what that was. That was us being cool.
100%.
Have we gotten the thumbs down yet?
Yeah, just mash that thumbs down button. So that this video doesn't last like 10 billion hours, we're only doing a few categories.
First category, Best Supporting Actor. For me, I think Mahershala Ali for Moonlight.
And I also agree.
Oh.
That was also my vote.
I thought his performance was really touching and complex and warm. There was really something memorable about his performance. And I feel like in a supporting actor, if you remember him or her almost the most in a film, that actor gave an impression on the audience.
And I think Moonlight is particularly interesting for me because it's such a quiet film. You would think that you would kind of not like be drawn or attached as much, but you really get drawn into that character instantly. And I'll be a bit sad if he doesn't win that
Me
one, if
too.
I'm honest.
I'll be sad if he doesn't win or if they mispronounce his name.
Oh yeah, both those things could definitely happen.
I hope I've pronounced the name correctly. Sorry.
I'm sure you'll leave us a comment. And a downvote. For Best Supporting Actress, my choice is Octavia Spencer. I really loved Hidden Figures. I just want to start off with that. But I thought it was her performance is particularly interesting because it's really understated. There's a lot happening in that movie, big performances, and her role was a little more quiet, I found. It's a little understated, but it was really powerful for me.
It seems like there's more like depth, more like inner...
Yes, you can feel her struggles more like inside. She's not verbalizing them as much, but they're still really there, and I thought she did a really good job.
I'm actually picking a film that I haven't seen, so it's kind of weird to talk about it. But I think Viola Davis in Fences will possibly get it. I know that she's been praised for a really good performance, and I think she's maybe lined up to get it. So we'll see. I haven't seen the film.
But we want to. It's so difficult. There are a few that we haven't seen that I really want to see, and Fences is one of those movies. So hopefully by the time the Oscars arrive...
For Best Actor in a Leading Role, I've chosen Casey Affleck in Manchester by the Sea.
Me as well.
I thought you might. His performance was so real. When you watch the film, for a lot of the characters, you almost forget that they're not real people. It's not, especially it's shot slightly sort of, not documentary-ish, but it's very...
It feels like somebody that's following someone that's dealing with that situation.
Yeah.
100%.
You can really feel in his character the deep, profound depression and the grief. You feel that it's not a caricature of those feelings. In movies you often see like huge, waves of crying and not getting out of bed for weeks and things like that. But in this film, I feel if you've felt grief or loss for a loved one, you kind of can really connect with that because you move on with your life.
You have to keep living, you have to keep doing the things you have to do, and it felt so real to the experience.
And it's the little things that get you. Day to day, you don't really necessarily react, but someone will say something to you, and you'll just it'll just click and just trigger that grief. And I feel he really portrayed that intense sadness so well. You could tell in his body and his language and his way he was just interacting.
It's another really quiet performance. We got a lot of really quiet but powerful performances this year. It's so sad. Like a lot of people have a hard time watching it, and I understand why, because it's so real.
It really weighs on you. But it's a beautiful film.
And also, fun fact, we went to see this during the ice storm, and the film cut out because they lost power, and there was like 5 minutes left. So if you've seen the movie, imagine not seeing the last 5 minutes. It was terrible. For Best Actress in a Leading Role, I chose Emma Stone in La La Land. Her performance in it took my breath away a little bit. Like if you've seen it, like if you've heard Audition, I just for that scene alone, basically, I would give her that Oscar. Like the entire film is fantastic, but that scene, like for me, as soon as I watched it, I knew that I would probably vote for her. Her performance is so real once again, like it feels really authentic. Obviously she has a wonderful voice. She's just so moving.
That is actually an excellent choice, and probably in my sort of top two. It could go either way, but I've chosen Natalie Portman for Jackie.
That is a very, very possible thing.
Yeah, I haven't seen the film also. I think portraying someone that exists is very hard, but especially someone that's so beloved. She nails that voice ridiculously.
Yeah, I've heard that it's fantastic.
If you watch the trailers, you hear her doing the voice, and if you compare to actual recordings, it's ridiculous. It sounds like the same voice. It's very nuanced, and you get the accent, but also the just sort of like a kind of not a bubbly voice, but there's sort of like a soft yet like this to it. It looks like a very beautiful performance.
I've heard that it's fantastic, and it's also soul crushing. That's what I've heard. So
good.
Like every other movie.
That's the theme of the Oscars this year. What films were
Just
the most
cry.
soul crushing?
Movies that will make you cry forever. The opening bit is just them crying.
Just them crying. The host just sitting there crying for 3 minutes
I'd
straight.
be okay with that.
Chazelle? Damien Chazelle?
Ouais,
Is he French? Rhode Island.
No. So I guess
Chazelle.
No, I've heard it Chazelle.
You know, we've said Chazelle too much. For Best Director, I've chosen Damien Chazelle for La La Land. I feel that La La Land obviously is visually stunning. It's very creative in the way they set up the scenes. Very much in the history of musicals, there's very long shots where a lot of things happen. You have to be ready for the next thing because people are just like basically following actors for full several minutes that we don't see that much in a lot of filmmaking. There's a lot of cool transitions between shots. Obviously there's sort of like a magical quality to the film, but he created a really beautiful film that's shot in an interesting way.
I mean, obviously I 100% agree. It's not the one I'm voting for though, and you're probably right, like it's probably that, but it's not the one I'm going for, mostly because I'm gonna go for cinematography.
But they might just sweep the whole Oscar.
Exactly.
Really,
I have no idea. They could win everything. You could probably just vote La La Land everywhere that they are and have a pretty good chance that you'll get most of them right. But I am going to go with Barry Jenkins for Moonlight. It's a very quiet film, and it's very deliberate in the way that it's shot, in what we see, what we don't see. There's a lot of things that we don't directly see. We're just kind of like exposed to it. It's kind of like getting a glimpse into somebody. Like, it would really be like watching somebody actually just living their life. Mm. We don't hear a lot of the things, it's felt. Mm-hmm. And I think that that's very difficult to do well. Obviously it's related to the actor, but it's also the way it's framed. Mm-hmm. The way we remember things, the way he remembers things from his past. It's all built to kind of create this character where we only get glimpses into really personal moments. And then shots of them kind of feeling these emotions. More so than seeing them, if that makes any sense. So that's why I'm picking it. So for the big finish, if you will, Best Picture. And now I am going to vote for La La Land for
As
this one.
am I.
I love the fact that musicals are becoming more mainstream. Mm-hmm. That's fantastic, but I think it's a bold thing to do still.
It's still very rare, and it's still often marketed like it's not a musical, so people will actually go see it.
Yeah, like if you see the trailer, I mean, you can feel there's definitely the magical realism in the trailer.
Definitely.
But there is one song, there's City of Stars, but you don't even necessarily know that they're singing it. Like, they don't market it as a musical, and I think they do that on purpose.
There's still a lot of fear about musicals.
So I think it's a very brave thing to do. It's so authentic to what musicals are, mm-hmm. and also just the artist experience. I think anyone who is an artist or is a dreamer will really connect to this film. There's
something about having a passion and having the drive to make that passion a reality, but having the costs that come along with it. Mm-hmm. And the fact that the film is very bittersweet.
If you really want your dream, if you want your goal, you're going to have to face some obstacles.
Yeah.
And they do, and some things fall away. And I think that that's fantastic in itself. Like, the ending of that movie is perfect.
Some people feel like, oh, well, I'm disappointed. But disappointed is not necessarily a bad feeling.
No.
I mean, the fact that the audience is disappointed means that they're invested, means that they
had something.
They had the same hopes mm-hmm. as the characters did. But definitely in the musical standpoint, I obviously love musicals, you guys know this. But I feel that it really went and picked into styles and approaches to film that musicals have from different eras. You know, there's a lot of weird effects in old musicals where waltzing in a sky is a very common
thing. Did you know? There was dancing.
Very
few movie musicals include half as much just dancing as there was in that movie.
And ballroom dancing. Ballroom, tap, all of that. Mm-hmm. That was really awesome to see. And long shots where you see the entire number with very little cuts. You can see their skill. Yeah.
And Ryan Gosling learned piano for this movie.
He learned piano!
And you can see he actually plays the piano.
Yes!
There's nothing I hate more than wide shot of someone on a piano, close-up of hands. Like, that annoys me because you know that person does not play the piano. And I understand that's not always possible.
No, exactly.
So I commend you, Ryan Gosling.
That you can actually see their full body dancing and know that they're doing it. And I mean, I think we're more prone to, pardoning some missteps, literally, when you actually see them do it. It's not like Chicago where it's just like upper body dancing and then shot of feet where it's just like, it's not the same person, is it? It's totally not.
That's frustrating. You can tell how much everyone put work into this film, which is really why I think it's so outstanding. Everyone involved in this movie put their heart and soul.
Definitely.
I'm not very confident in a lot of my choices. I do think that one's going to win that.
Have we gushed enough about La La Land?
No, probably not.
No. Here's another 4 minutes.
So those are our picks for this year. What do you guys think? Leave us a comment down below. We can disagree, agree. It'd be awesome to know what you guys think.
Because you're probably more right than us.
Yeah, there's a pretty good chance.
If you haven't seen our last video, you can click somewhere
on the screen.
It's probably there.
It's there right now, so go click on it.
Unless I forgot.
So then go and check out our channel and then click on it instead.
Yes.
We're just, you know, professionals. We are going to be filming the Oscar party again this year. Check out for that in the future.
Yeah, and we're excited.